Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Well, that didn't work out, mostly.
What didn't work out?
I was trying to play the. Is it playing the intro music?
Welcome
We heard this is the second time.
Okay. Well, I just.
Like it finished, and then you're like, "That didn't work out." I was like, "I was supposed to." What do you mean? That was perfect. Oh, there we go. We're back again. Hello, everybody. Gotta love it. Oh, we should make a blooper reel for year's end.
For sure.
Geek Matrix DC Comics Review Show number 182.
Yep.
Yeah. What's our legacy number? I'm kind of curious.
4,538.
Nice.
4,538 weeks of DC.
If only we have been doing this since 1938.
Oh my god, we would be ancient.
We'd be dead.
We would have seen it all. We could be like the Justice Society, you know.
Oh, hell
Just
yeah.
Be aging very, very slowly.
I call Alan
We'd
Scott
have to have
Oh,
people
yeah.
read the
You're
comics
Alan,
too.
I'm Jay, all the
with
way.
that gorgeous beard. Who would you be, Josh?
In the JSA.
Yeah, if we were the
The
JSA,
Atom.
and we've been going
The
since
Atom or
1938.
Wildcat. I'm deciding for you because they both have a temper.
But Wildcat wasn't
Bravo.
around in the OG scene. That's
Shoot.
funny.
I do like reading physics shit, so I guess I'll go with the ad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of our Jackbox night from
Yeah.
a couple of minutes ago, where almost all of the descriptions of Josh were like angry,
Yeah.
temperamental, shooter, gun.
Yeah.
And his Avenger of choice was unanimously the Hulk.
It's like
It was like, I hope you're not trying to tell me something.
right. Tell me how you feel, guys.
on that note, though, I want to ask because it's confusing me. How the hell did I get Captain America still? Like, why?
I know
Yeah, it's like why did the Canadian get
Yeah,
Captain
I
the
think
America?
one
chose it.
Canadian.
I think I chose it just because, like, I don't know, he's a good-hearted, good-natured person. I was like, that's Rob. He's
Well,
not.
fair
He's
enough.
not American, but like, he's got the ethos of Captain America.
Yeah, I
Right,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Captain Britain and Captain Canuck weren't choices.
that's
No,
true. Yeah,
fair.
unfortunately, they weren't on the roster.
Yeah, I really need a deep dive on Captain Canuck.
I know. I feel embarrassed on your behalf that you're not an expert on Captain Canuck.
I know.
As the only
I've met
Canuck
the
of
creator twice.
You know
And
what's
I've
messed
never-
up?
What's
It's like,
going on?
you are an expert more so on Captain Carrot than you are on Captain Canuck.
Painful.
I wouldn't like. Yeah,
You would.
I can't
You're
even
a
argue.
Where is your Canadian pride?
It's in the carrots. Well, intros aside, you've all heard our voices already. Brandon and Josh are here. Sound off, folks.
Hello.
Howdy,
hello.
howdy.
Thought you were
Sorry,
gonna do it.
no bad dad jokes. I'm
No.
tired.
Understandable.
I was gonna say I've got a bad dad joke, but
Oh, God.
I already told it
Yes.
on the jokes channel. So Josh has already seen it.
Oh, I probably forgot.
Oh, okay. How does Kanye like his eggs?
Oh,
Oh God.
Over Yeezy.
over Yeezy.
Yeah. Why
Oh.
why does
Gosh.
Kanye prefer to talk on landlines? Why does Kanye prefer to talk on landlines?
Why is that?
So he can speak through the wire.
Killing me. You're killing me. Here. Let's move on to the comics now.
Why does Kanye hate the word prospect? Because prospectors ain't nothing but a gold digger.
Oh.
You're on a roll.
The
sir.
last two, okay, the
Not
first
on
one,
a good one.
the over
Not on a good one.
over easy, I'll admit I found on Reddit, but the last two I made it myself after I saw it. I'm proud of those ones. All right, yeah, we are here to talk comics and all sorts of fun stuff, as is usually the case. So thank you for joining us on yet another adventure. Today we are talking about a few books. We have a few more honorable mentions. Where the hell is the list? Oh my god, I lost it. Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong channel.
Oh no.
I could just click on this. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, we are here to talk about Green Arrow number 8, The Flash number 5, and Harley Quinn number 36. Primarily, and then our bonus show, we have Detective Comics 1081 and Beast World number 5, with a few honorable mentions that Josh will give us the breakdown on.
I definitely will. Those honorable mentions are The Penguin number 6, Amazon's Attack number 4, Power Girl number 5, Batman the Brave and the Bold number 9, and Beast World Tour Star City number 1.
Right on. Well, before we get into that, what's up with you guys? What's new in the world? Any news?
No comics news, at least
No.
nothing to report. I
Oh,
don't know
well,
if we already talked about the House of Brainiac. That's the only thing I've seen recently.
I think Josh and I talked about it last week because you were off, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I believe we talked about it last week. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, I remember because I clipped it for our YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We talked about Guy's bogus adventure. We can't wait for that story.
That'll be fun, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
But there is something I know
Wholeheartedly.
the two of you are excited about. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Oh, God,
yeah.
to an end over at IDW they're at right now.
Yes.
Yeah, they came to an end, and that's the wrong article. And it's being relaunched with being written by Jason Aaron, of all people.
Oh, yeah.
But not only that, the first four. Well, is it the first four issues? Just 4 intro issues, one for each turtle.
First 4 intro issues that focus on individual turtles, and then after that, I assume is just going to be all 4
Ongoing,
turtles
yeah.
with a regular series artist.
Fair enough. So yeah, the first 4 issues, each one of its own turtle, and each one with its own artist. So the first issue will be drawn by Joelle Jones, and that will be about Raphael. Number 2 is about Michelangelo, drawn by Raphael Albuquerque. Third is Leonardo's issue, drawn by Cliff Chiang. And the fourth one will be, of course, Donatello, drawn by Chris Burnham. And after that, Ninja Turtles 4 through 8 will be maybe that's a typo, should be 5 through 8 will be the second total arc, and that's drawn by Raphael Albuquerque in total.
All I can say is that's nothing but good news.
It looks good.
Oh yeah. No,
There's
I'm
that.
And each cover's got the preview art of how
Yeah.
each artist is drawing the character. They all look fucking good. Chris
yeah.
Burnham has like the classic style though.
Yeah, no, he's really channeling his Eastman and Laird. I'm really excited for
Which
the
is
Leo and Donnie
A-okay.
solo issues.
Yeah, that Joelle Jones Raph cover looks so fucking good.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
the Joelle Jones drawing Raph is just fucking perfect.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read these books.
yeah.
I cannot
So
wait
good.
to read these books.
Selfishly,
Yeah.
I do kind of wish Chris Burnham was doing the Raph issue, because Chris Burnham
yeah.
could really bring it with the bloodiness.
Yeah.
I think that would have been really good, but maybe I'm sure this will be really good too.
Yeah.
Because Joel Jones is no stranger to bloodiness either, for anyone who's read Lady Killer.
Well, and on the Ninja Turtles note, speaking of Eastman and Laird, Kevin Eastman, co-creator of TMNT, has started work on his new comic book called Drawing Blood over at Image Comics. And that is launched first as a Kickstarter, hoping to bring it to a larger audience, with Image backing it as well, but hopefully more backers to help bring the book more life. So that is pretty cool. I don't have the rest of the wait, do I? It's co-written by David Avalone, with art from Ben Bishop and Troy Little. It's a 12-issue maxi series. Looks interesting. And finally, Marvel is going a very interesting route. So they have,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
they have an upcoming series called Blood Hunt. Brandon, you might know a bit more about it than I would.
Not a ton, really.
Yeah.
It seems to be like a vampire focused event, and all the marketing promises that this event is going to be the bloodiest event in Marvel history, which is what they said about Absolute Carnage, which is what they said about Marvel Zombies. So I'm sure this one will really be the bloodiest one. But
Yeah.
it's Jed McKay and Pepe Larraz, so great creative team. I'm
Yeah.
at least interested.
The cover looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they are kind of doubling down on it being very bloody and explicit, where every issue will be polybagged in a red bag with the disclaimer written on it, warning this comic book is approved for appropriate audiences by Marvel Comics. Explicit content, reader discretion advised. Like the basic letter rated M or rated 18 plus is just not enough apparently for this book. And if that's going to be a thing going forward, it's interesting to see. I didn't realize it was about Blood Hunt when I saw the headline. I thought it was just something they were doing going forward for anything M rated. But shit, I guess that means this might just be a bloody good time.
Well, we'll have to see.
But
yeah.
But the polybag did remind me of another time in comics where they've polybagged covers due to graphic content, and this is like one of two things that I have to plug. But Sex Criminals, anyone who remembers that series, iconic series, Matt Fraction, and Zdarsky. There were a few issues of that series that had the pink covers on them because they were too graphic for the little kiddies to see explicit sexual content. But for fans of Sex Criminals, the 10th anniversary edition is coming out soon. I don't know when. I don't have the date. But I saw some announcement. I think it was in Zdarsky's Substack that was like they're doing a 10th anniversary complete collection of the entire series, all 30 issues in one giant package, and you can own it in your home, and you can put it on your coffee table, and someone will say, "Sex Criminals, what's that?" And then they'll flip it open and they'll see all of the penises and other horrible images in there, and then they'll probably never speak to you again. But you can have an interesting story. So there you go.
I think the real question is, why do you have Sex Criminals on your coffee table?
I don't know.
The real question is, why is this not being sold with a compendium of money shop?
I think the better question is, why wouldn't you have Sex Criminals on your coffee table?
I mean, for the reason you just described.
I mean, maybe, but also
keep your
maybe
kinks in the
get
bedroom.
More interesting friends if that's the reaction. That's all I'm saying.
That's it. This is another YouTube short. This conversation.
Excellent.
It's our
I do a briefly funny story because when I was reading Sex Criminals, it was through the library.
What, in high school? Because that's
high school, yeah. And you
God.
already kind of know where this story is going, but I couldn't find volume 5, so I had to get it specially ordered or something from like another library. So I had to when it finally arrived, they sent me like an email and everything, and I walked over and I was like, okay, cool. I'll just ask them about it and pick it up. But apparently there was some kind of miscommunication where they shelved it. Not in the in order pile. So I was like, I reserved a copy of Sex Criminals #5, and I'm like trying not to say it too loud because I'm still kind of embarrassed about it. And then this woman goes behind, looks at the order desk, doesn't find it, then is like, okay, well, I don't see it, so I'm gonna have to get on the loudspeaker and ask if anyone else has seen it. And then in the loudest fucking voice you ever heard is like, he's like, attention, has anyone seen Sex Criminals Volume 5? And I'm like, I just want to crawl into a hole and close it in after me.
Looks at the guy behind him in line, goes,
I was like,
that's weird, dude. And
I was very tempted to be like, no, it's for my friend. It's not like that. It's not for me.
Honestly, it's not mine.
It's not mine. I wouldn't read that. What kind of person do you think I am?
Okay, Austin Powers. Was it the school library or public library?
No, this is the public library.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
better.
School library, and that's just weird.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah. Well, I guess
Dynamite
that's
Entertainment releasing a new Thundercats book's coming out next month.
Hell
Woot
yeah.
woot. Written by Declan Shalvey and drawn by Drew Moss. Do you know either one of those?
Declan Shalvey, I've heard of. He did. What did he do in Marvel? Declan Shalvey.
Come on, guys. You know
Oh,
this.
God, I know this.
Josh, you should know this. This is the second
it-
time.
Moon Knight?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All
You
right.
passed.
Yes.
So proud.
All right. Good deal. What about this Drew Moss?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't place anything at the moment.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. I don't care if nobody else cares, but I am looking forward to it. Thundercats are awesome.
Or some people care.
Me.
Yeah.
It's me who cares.
You know what I'm excited about? Speaking of cartoons from the 80s, the ongoing Energon universe.
Yes.
Brandon, have you caught up?
Yes, I've.
Oh my God,
finally.
I still haven't read Cobra Commander #1 yet. Josh, have you started?
I read Duke.
Okay, how'd you like it?
I shouldn't have started with Duke.
Yeah, it kind of
It's a little
spoils Transformers.
confusing.
But did you like it though, Duke? Like, it was interesting, right?
Well, and I guess in a very
I mean, you're the resident GI Joe expert, so I'm kind of like
in a
curious how
very
you feel.
the ideas are really cool of what's going on. Like
Right.
as far as whether or not it's going to be carried out, right? I don't have any predictions on that. We'll have to wait and see. Am I caught up and with you guys? No, I am not.
Fair enough. What did you think of
But,
the Cobra Commander preview at the back, though?
Looks cool.
Yeah. Which is actually like the opening segment of Commander #1.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect. I thought it was going to be. I thought there was like an extension. Brandon, you look like you have something to say.
No.
No.
Just laughing about something else.
Oh, okay. So I've been like dying to ask, Brandon, do you have any questions about Transformers #5?
Well, I
Did
think
you-
I was
did you
able
get
to
everything?
figure out some of it. The robot at the end, was that Megatron?
The one that is now part of Optimus?
Yes.
Yes. Oh
Okay.
yeah, no,
What?
the one in the ice. Yes, that's Megatron. Yeah, spoiler alert, Josh. Sorry.
Megatron is now a part of Optimus Prime.
So in Transformers #4, spoilers, Optimus is in a fight with they've got so many Seekers now, I don't remember which one that was. The black and purple one.
Let's just assume that they're all heat seekers.
Well, they're all Seekers. You mean
Yeah.
Starscream?
Yes.
There's no Seeker called Heat Seeker.
Well, that's why we just call them all heat seeker
Heat
and
seeker,
everything.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And he gets his arm ripped off by that Seeker.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have enough energon to repair anything. So he's just kind of left without an arm. But then Ratchet in issue 5 has another option for him, opens Optimus's trailer, and to Optimus's surprise, he's like, I don't know if I could do that. But then by the end of the issue, you see that he's attached Megatron's arm to Optimus's body. The one with the cannon on it. And then at the end, you see Megatron's body encased in ice somewhere in the north. Somewhere in
Interesting.
the Arctic. Yeah. Without an arm, of course.
Well, right.
Yeah. But now I really need to read Cobra Commander thoroughly to really understand the timeline of this thing because, as Brandon knows, some shit goes on there that's making me question some stuff.
Concerns Megatron.
Yeah. So they are really doubling down on this shared universe thing, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really fun.
It's really well done. And Transformers is so fucking good.
Mm.
I do miss the IDW verse, but this is really good.
Well, I'm glad there's enough stuff for you as like an OG Transformers fan to enjoy, because I'm
Yes.
loving it because I know nothing, and it's like a whole fresh thing.
This is an interesting trio we've got. Where I know Transformers, Joe knows Josh knows
Oh,
GI
Joe
Joe.
knows Joe.
Joe knows Joe. Josh knows GI Joe. And what are you pointing at?
My
Oh,
name tag.
I can't see your name. Oh yeah, no, it's something. Yeah. And Brandon, you don't know much about GI Joe either, right?
No, I'm
Yeah,
coming
so
into
you're-
this completely
completely
new.
fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Interesting
Yeah.
how that worked out. Star Wars.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. So I think that's
You
about
just
it.
called me an asshole?
No, asshole.
So
Yeah,
fun.
so the only other thing I want to bring up, and I know Josh is interested.
Mhm.
Brandon, you can be interested, but you might just have to sit there for a minute.
Ooh, okay, we'll have to see.
Royal Rumble this
Ah,
Saturday. I can't wait. I'm just so excited.
I'm looking forward to it as well. There's no telling what we're going to get.
No, but I think we might see a return of Sheamus as well. I forgot to add him on my short list.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Brandon, if there's ever a time for you to get into wrestling, it's this Saturday.
It's now.
It's Saturday.
I'll have to give
This
it. Yeah, I'll
Saturday.
have to.
Yeah.
What is this?
Royal
The
Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
It is
Okay.
my favorite event of the year.
There'll
I
be
had
a
a-
few regular matches, but then the Royal Rumble is a 30-man battle royale. Every so many minutes, another person gets added to the ring.
Yeah.
Now, I had a friend in high school who apparently was like a closet wrestling fan. I gotta reach out to him again because he knew a lot more about this stuff than I did, so he might be able to help me out with this.
Fair enough. I mean, with the Royal Rumble, you'll get to know it pretty quickly.
Cool.
I think it's the perfect thing to start off with because you also get a showcase of a lot of different talent, and you can start to like. If you go to watch a show the next week, oh, I remember that guy from that 30-man match. Like you'll recognize people because you'll see so many at the same time.
It was actually the Royal Rumble that got me back into watching wrestling.
Yeah, me too. Last year, that was fun.
Yep.
I hope this one blows it out of the water.
It would be great if it did. Oh, but speaking of blows, should we get on to our first issue?
That's
Maybe.
okay. That
I see what you're doing. There.
It was a hell of a transition.
that was an interesting transition. All right, it's Green Arrow number 8. I'll be honest, I can't say I completely understand it, but Brandon is going to tell us about it.
Well, all I can say is that this issue was a bang, bang, crash, hell of a time.
Damn
to
straight.
compliment Josh's attempt at a transition. But of course, Green Arrow number 8 is brought to us by Joshua Williamson on writing, with pencils this time from Phil Hester, inks from Eric Gapster, colors from Romulo Fajardo Jr., letters from Troy Pateri, and a really funky cover from Mr. Phil Hester there. But this issue is exactly what everyone and no one was demanding, I assume, which is a solo Connor Hawk issue. Because this time Connor takes the center stage in a bit of a who murdered Green Arrow mystery story as Connor hits the streets trying to find out why Onomatopoeia apparently attacked the Arrow Cave and ended up supposedly killing Green Arrow, as we see in an earlier sequence. But Connor hits the streets fast, is knocking heads to the pavement until he finds some information and inevitably is able to track Onomatopoeia to a boat where Onomatopoeia is celebrating and having a little rendezvous with none other than Brick, who seems to have been the one who hired Onomatopoeia in this situation. But before they can get their smooth getaway and celebrate their victory, who shows up but Connor in a classic Arrow-themed boat, driving straight for straight for Brick's yacht and crashing it straight into the hull. Connor is relatively unscathed and makes his way to the deck, where he immediately goes after Onomatopoeia, seeing as how Brick runs away. The two of them end up fighting for a little while, and it seems like Onomatopoeia has the upper hand and shoots Connor point blank, but don't worry. All of that is, of course, just a ruse, because as Brick is trying to get away in a helicopter, seeing as how this whole thing has gone to shit, we see a mysterious arrow knocks the ladder that had come down from the helicopter to whisk Brick away, and knocks him back onto the deck. And that's when we discover that Onomatopoeia is not actually Onomatopoeia, but is in fact Ollie posing as Onomatopoeia to get more intel.
Poser.
Then we get a brief flashback as to how things really happened. Turns out Ollie and Connor were able to subdue Onomatopoeia pretty quickly, but he wasn't talking, so they decided to have Ollie impersonate him while pretending to be dead, and then follow up to find out who he was working for. The two of them are able to make quick work of Brick and are beating the hell out of him, trying to find out, who he's working for and all that stuff. And that's when Brick reveals the ruse that Amanda Waller's got this new deal going on where if you kill a superhero, you get a pardon, all your past crimes are removed. And that's where, excuse me, Ollie starts asking about where Waller has hidden Roy, and Brick drops the rather crazy bomb that Waller is not holding Roy hostage in any kind of way, but Roy is in fact working for Waller, as we see Roy attacking some hidden citadel far off in a unknown location. And that's where our issue ends. I had a great time. It was exactly what I'd been hoping for, which is solo Connor issue, very fun, classic kind of like misdirection type of issue where you think Ollie's dead, but he really isn't, and they've got the ruse on Brick and all that stuff. It just has all the fun hallmarks of a good classic thriller one shot, I suppose you could say, while also tying into the larger story of Green Arrow's kind of war with Waller and everything that's going on. Hell of a reveal at the end with Roy now apparently working for Waller. I guess he's worked for worse, so this isn't really all that much worse than some of the last places he's been employed at. But no, it was a good issue, great art. I had a lot of fun, so I gave this a 9 out of 10.
I really enjoyed it as well. It does definitely have a classic feel, and Phil Hester's art, I was going to call him Eric for some reason, Phil Hester's art definitely helps that. On Green Arrow just feels like the late 90s he was drawing?
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was with Kevin Hart.
Smith.
Kevin
Smith.
Hart.
Oh my God.
Kevin
Can you
Hart.
imagine?
Kevin Smith.
You make Green Arrow.
Kevin Hart writes Green Arrow.
What the hell are you doing?
Issue.
Look at me.
Hell yeah.
That's the story arc where Green Arrow goes straight for Black Adam and doesn't stop.
Oh my God. I would love to see
Green
that.
Arrow shit. I'm changing my name to Black Hammer.
Hell yeah.
So the Kevin Smith run, yes, Phil Hester. So yeah, it definitely has that classic feel thanks to Phil Hester's art, but also like it has that exactly how you describe it, that mysterious Connor Hawks-esque Connor Hawks centric story with the twist reveal at the end. Oh, Ollie's still alive. Sure, we knew that, but it was still fun. Right, to have that journey. You knew by the end of the issue he was going to be walking around, but I did not expect him to be Onomatopoeia the entire fucking time. Which I forget now what the body was, but I'm sure like a
They
clone or
called it
something.
a distraction. That was what it was explained as, a distraction.
Distraction. Okay, I
Yeah.
guess makeup can happen. The only thing I'm not completely sold on is Roy working for Waller. Like that's got to be some brainwash nonsense. That's the only thing I don't really like.
That or a double cross.
Double cross. But that's only because I don't like the idea of Roy working for Waller, and I'm just kind of tired of Waller stories right now. She's
I can agree with
everywhere.
that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Roy's worked for worse.
Yeah.
Worked for Checkmate. They're corrupt as hell.
I feel like this is a different Roy, though.
Could be. I mean,
I mean, I
maybe-
like a different Roy. I mean, like he's not the same Roy he used to be. I guess I should watch how I say that in comic book.
like, I thought you meant like multiverse Roy.
No,
I was gonna say she
I
did
meant
come back
just
from
like
Earth 3.
That's true.
He's like a little more hardened on his resolve about things, little different personality wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, could very well be.
I just have one more point. It's a minor point. I feel like I've said it before, but I freaking love this costume that they have for Roy. I love
I
how
love all the costumes.
I mean, yeah, a lot of them are
Yeah,
good. And
they're
of course,
really
the Red Arrow one is iconic, and the 90s
Oh, yeah,
one
for sure.
without the fucking sunglasses.
Which Red Arrow? Oh, Roy's Red Arrow.
Yeah, Roy's Red
Okay,
Arrow.
all right.
But this is just like a perfect blend of like the 90s look that he had in like the Titans era with like some kind of modern sensibilities, and then thankfully a domino mask and not those goofy ass sunglasses.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just because I've read
just a backwards baseball cap.
I've read Devin Grayson's Titans, and it's very fun. But every time he shows up and he has like those red shades, I want to lose it. It's so ridiculous. If you are a grown ass man, you're not 15. Take off the shades.
That was
You're
his
not
whole
Connor.
character, man.
Yeah.
Somehow him and Jason Todd managed to balance each other out.
Yep. No, by all the costumes, I mean all the new designs for like Ollie and Connor.
They're great.
Roy,
Yeah.
like all their costumes are fantastic.
Yeah. And I
They're
don't
really well done.
remember if we noted it, but there's like a small detail in Connor's mask. I didn't even realize it until I read, of all things, the Beast World Tour Star City one shot. But I guess I just maybe hadn't been paying attention. But the way that Connor's domino mask is designed, it looks like a bird, like a bird's beak.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see that, but
Yeah.
I thought that was like a
with
cool
with
attention
the
to detail.
yellow highlight on the top.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I was picturing more like an arrow, but beak makes sense.
I figured, hawk fits
Yeah.
with his name.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like his costume so much, man.
It's great.
That's
And
all
I've
good.
told you multiple times, I'm just like, every time I see a new costume, my toy-addled brain goes like, ooh, I want a figure of that.
Yeah,
Especially
I'm
Roy
still
and
waiting
Connor's
for composite
suits.
Superman.
Oh, man. That would be so pimp.
Yeah, the world's finest version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's so fucking dope. But yeah, that's where was I? It's classic. Looks good. Costumes are awesome. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much covered. Yeah, I'm tired of Waller. I've been tired of Waller since War for Earth 3. So we'll see where this overarching plot goes. I just hope that we get to some Green Arrow stuff that's not about Amanda Waller soon. That would be great. I think we have some more Merlin stuff on the horizon, so we'll see. That might be more interesting. For this issue, though, I will give it an 8.75 out of 10.
Groovy.
You disappeared. What the fuck?
My camera keeps bouncing in and out.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what the hell's going
That's
on.
weird.
Anyway, hey, look, I'm here for the moment. Ollie's dead again, but wait, not really. Onomatopoeia's around, but wait, not really. Arsenal and Ravager are two junior heroes with their heads on straight, finally, after years and years of character development and growth, but wait, not really. Oh, and even with
Ravager
no
wasn't even in this issue.
Wait, what?
Ravager wasn't here.
Ravager was with him when he was
Kidnapped. Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming
Wait,
she's
no, that
still
was
around.
Cheshire.
Oh, it was Cheshire,
Ravager.
not Ravager.
Oh yeah. Well, for some reason, I was thinking it was Ravager too. Yeah, it was
No.
Cheshire.
Wrong red themed heroed girlfriend.
Yeah, Ravager's with, like,
Ravager's with
Stormwatch or
Jason.
something.
Oh yeah, she's in Stormwatch. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
was
she's
just
with
Red Hood.
Jason Todd too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm super glad that y'all are having fun with this one. I wanted more. Damn it, I wanted more out of the Green Arrow book, but I'm just patiently waiting and hoping that someday somebody else will take it over. I will say that Hester's art is better here in issue 8 than it has been so far in the whole run, though. And that means I'm giving it a 6 out of 10.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully you find this a bit more up your speed.
But I'm
It
pissed.
worked. All right, this
There we
is
go.
The Flash number 5. 5. Written by Cy Spurrier with art from Mike Diodato Jr., colors from Trish Mulvihill, and letters from Hassan Atsmana El Hau. So we open on excuse me. Jay. I keep wanting to say different names. I was gonna say Jay White for some reason. Who the hell is Jay White?
Jay White.
I don't even know. Is that a wrestler?
That
Anyway,
is that what's his face? No, I'm thinking of Michael Jai White.
yeah,
Yeah, the
that might be why I'm
Black
thinking,
Dynamite.
because the J is spelled the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael J. White is fucking awesome.
No,
by the way,
I don't know if you've seen Black Dynamite, but I fucking love that movie. That's like,
I haven't seen Black Dynamite,
Oh
but
my
I've seen him
God.
in like so many other things, and I
Oh,
love
yeah,
him in
yeah.
everything
because
he
he's
does.
like he's a boxer too, right? I
Oh,
think.
I didn't know he was an actual boxer, but
I'm not sure.
he's always
He might
been
be a martial
badass.
artist or something like that.
I could
Yeah.
definitely see martial artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he in the Arrowverse, he was, oh my god, Jesus Christ, what, Bronze Tiger?
I know he was in that movie, the Batman movie with, what is it, that
Yeah.
animated movie? Shadow of the Tiger. I don't know.
Bronze Tiger, Arrow Season. You guys are talking about Michael J. White.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I was
Yeah.
saying because Rob knows him as Bronze Tiger. I know him as Black Dynamite.
Oh, I know him
Black
from
Dynamite,
long before Bronze Tiger, but
Yeah.
that was like his most recent role that I remember.
Yeah,
He
I know
was-
him as Spawn.
Yeah, that's what I know him as Spawn. Yeah,
Yikes.
in the 90s.
And
That
we
was
all
my
know him as an
introduction to
ageless
Black Dynamite.
vampire.
Pretty much, yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
I've been meaning to watch Black Dynamite too. Also in
So-
the best scene in the Nolan trilogy for Batman.
So Michael J. White is in Flash.
Yes. The TV
Wait,
show.
what?
In
Oh
this
yes,
issue of
yes,
Flash.
he was in Flash.
Flash
yes.
number 5.
Oh. Wow, no, because he was actually in like the Flash TV show. I thought you were talking about the
Yeah.
CW
Oh,
show.
I didn't even know.
He was Bronze Tiger. Yeah, so Michael J. White in Flash number 5 has his arm explode. No, so Jay West, Wally's son, is kind of dealing with some stuff personally. He's not feeling too appreciated, and kids at class are making fun of him, and his powers are out of control. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. It's just too much for him to handle. So he's hiding out where he can. And as he's trying to calm himself down, his left arm begins to power up, and he tries to get it under control, but it somewhat explodes and a piece pops off. And as he's trying to find it, somebody comes up behind him and startles him. And as he describes part of his power sets, as some may know, say when he gets startled, he teleports directly to his father because he can teleport through the Speed Force. And his dad, Wally, is at the scene of the butterfly-shaped temporal opening at the Barry Allen statue, where the scientists are still studying it. And as Jay is spying on them, he sees or is found instead by the duplicate brain of, is it Monsieur Mala, if I remember right?
No, the Ultra Humanite.
Ultra Humanite, thank you. He was one of the gorillas.
I mean,
Ultrahumanite makes more
there's
sense.
only a couple to choose from.
Yeah, I just got the wrong one.
A couple dozen.
And that startles him again, and he ends up teleporting back to his hiding place at the school,
Boo.
where he is found yet again by that person that snuck up on him, who begins to explain some stuff about his powers and reveals that the part that popped off him was a little red blob of meat that looks really fucking weird.
Meat blob.
Meat blob. And then this man touches
Not
him with...
pleasant.
No, it's Super Meat Boy.
Gross. Even.
That was a hard fucking game. Touches him with his finger with a little shock of red electricity, and many more Super Meat Boys pop off Jay as Jay tries to kind of push them back in. The man tries a little experiment and ends up teleporting Jay one more time to his dad, who is now in costume interrogating Gorilla Grodd. But Gorilla Grodd smells Jay, and using his knowledge of a prophecy that he would break his enemy's heart before devouring it, realizes maybe he needs to kill Jay. And Jay, using his own intellect, knowing that everybody tries to fight Gorilla Grodd, instead gets on the microphone because they're in an interrogation room. He's on the other side and just asks Grodd, "Why do you do what you do?" And that kind of freezes Grodd in his tracks and, kind of makes him just question stuff and calm down a little bit. And that's when Jay ends up teleporting back to the school to be to this man yet again. And they have a proper conversation. This man is Inspector Pilgrim, a science detective. Specifically, you get the illusion that he's from the future. And this man goes into deep details about Jay's powers. He knows very much about them. That it's not just his dad he can jump to. He's just the clearest conduit, but he can jump to any Speed Force user in the world. Not even in the world, in the universe. He just needs to learn how to do it. And he does teach Jay how to do it, and Jay teleports not only to his sister, but also Barry and his brother Wade, where his mom is, before he ends up back toward his dad, who is now back at the science site where the temporal rift is, but he's talking to Impulse, who is pissed off at him for not prioritizing Max Mercury, who is lost somewhere, and Impulse vows to get Max back. And then Wally notices Jay is back, and then talks to him to have a little father-son conversation. Jay decides that he's ready to confide in his dad about something, but that is when the scientists are ready to run one more experiment on the rift, which then gets stopped by the stillness, who explode into reality, and then notice Jay with his powers, that he is a great threat to everything that is to come. So they dissipate him, if you will, into many, many tiny little Super Meat Boys, which pisses off Wally to a great extent because he just lost his son, and he goes full on Super Saiyan with bolts of lightning all over the place. Jay, however, is still there just as tiny little forms, who has seen this the entire time and realizes how much his dad really does care about him. And then he reincorporates himself into his own body yet again to calm his father down, who then at that point the stillness have disappeared, and he's able to talk to his dad one last time to reveal that he does not want to go into the superhero business. We then see him back with the inspector as he describes everything that happened, and that's pretty much where our issue ends. Wally had disappeared right after that happened, presumably back into the still world, I think it was called, something like that other world, and that basically that's just where the issue ends. It was a Jay West centric issue, which really dealt more with his powers and his relationships with Wally, but shit, man, that's not the Flash I want. This is not what I'm looking for in a Flash comic. It's very dark, it's very heavy, It's very mindfucky. It's interesting. It's just not the Wally West I know and enjoy. You can have, I know I mentioned this throughout this run so far, but you can have like a dark Wally West story, but still have a lighthearted Wally. And this is a Wally that is stressed out, is constantly lost, is dealing, feels like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders and is trying to pull everything together and everything's falling apart. He doesn't know what to do. Like, this is a Wally that is basically going through depression and anxiety, and so is everyone else around him, and you just don't know what the fuck you're reading because it's not the Wally you're used to. And not to say that these things will happen to people, but it's just weird to see it in the Flash, and it's not just one
supposed
issue.
to be a happy comic. Well, not quite like this.
It's not. Like I said, you can have a heavy story, but Wally, at least on the surface, will still retain his happy comedic approach to everything, right?
Anything that Spurrier writes is going to make you sweat a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of iffy about him writing Wally West. Like,
I was too, but
yeah, I could get that if this was Barry. It just feels really weird for Wally. Right, because there's never been any indication that Wally would deal with something like this, but
maybe that's why they did it.
Maybe it's just weird. And Diodato's pencils are touch and go. Again, I like most of it. Some of the faces are really fucked up.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
there's some panels of Jai that are like
just
terrifying,
horrifying. Yeah, I don't mind most of the pencils here, but the faces are really fucking weird.
Like, that's always the worst part.
Yeah,
right.
And Wally's face is like super long. I don't know why. In the Flash mask, anyway, it's really fucking long. I'm gonna give it an 8.25 out of 10 for now. Because it is a very enjoyable issue. It just feels weird to read in a Wally West Flash book.
Hey, Brandon.
What's up?
Did you notice that there's no creepy smile on the cover this time?
No.
I'm not sure if it's better.
It's not a creepy smile, but it's a creepy face nonetheless.
Creepy. Well, this is like good creepy. This is intentionally creepy, right? It's Wally in a very horrifying position, not like Wally's trying to be heroic and it's the scariest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
So I mean, certainly Spurrier wouldn't have changed things. That's not really his style. So I guess I just don't remember Jai not having speed at all. I'm also not sure. I mean, I know he's got super strength.
Yeah.
Right.
He could always follow on the slipstreams of other speedsters. So he'd keep up with them, but he would just be like kind of magnetically attached to them.
He drafted. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not all about the weird body horror bubbles Deodato puts on him or Super Meat Boy. I don't know why any of that happened whatsoever. I didn't hate the art, other than those weird choices. Most of it was okay, but the majority of it was too dark, I think. I'm curious who Speed Force Raiden is. And
that's a good way to put it.
Right.
It's got to be Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at every future story with the Flash we've had with Wally recently in the past few years, we've seen a future version of Irate, but we've not seen a future version of Jay.
Well, no, we have, because he was with they have the future version of Jay.
That's great. He was with Gold Beetle.
1 Minute War.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But he's definitely got a Speed Force Raiden vibe going on.
Unless it's Wade. Like, I'm definitely getting the vibe that this inspector is related to the West somehow. He knows Jay personally.
Fair enough, Inspector Pilgrim.
Yeah.
I'm also going to assume that it's Jai that who saves all of the speedsters on that barren planet. If he doesn't need speed to move, then that place shouldn't affect him. At the end of this, I'm assuming We'll see Jai get his confidence, save the speedsters, and decide that he does want to be a hero after all. But I guess we'll see. The story, while not riveting, does decidedly move things forward. It does its job. It's pretty interesting. I'll give it that this whole series is running at a really good pace. Not too fast, but not too slow. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
This one gets a 7.75 out of 10 for me. The biggest detractor has to be the art. They're just like, again, there are panels that are fine, panels that are smaller, that work, but it's just every time there's a close up on Jai, and there are a lot of them. It's just I can't get over it. Like how Josh grades Riley Rosimo's anatomy is how I grade Mike Diodato's faces. It just like it's unsettling. And it's just like it's
Visual
almost,
assault.
yeah, it's like
Pretty
almost
much.
impossible to get over.
Yeah.
Well, the story has interesting parts, and I do actually like the idea of converging dimensions and all this stuff, and especially what they've been able to do with Grodd, and like I like all the concepts, and those are really interesting. It's just the art is just really hard to get over, and there are some characterizations that I've just kind of I'm not really a fan of. Like I kind of don't really like this idea that Jai sort of resents being a superhero when all prior indications showed that he and Ire were both super excited about it. And I understand they're getting older. It could be a part of, maturity or whatever, but it just seems so odd, especially given everything that they've been through and how much he seemed to take pleasure in it. And then there was just one line that kind of bugged me, which was just this, where Jai says something like, his dad is putting on like his normal person mask, but
Give him the
Flash
Batman
is his
trait.
real mask. Whoa.
Yeah.
I've never heard the criticism like that before. Guys, did you know that Clark Kent is the mask, but Superman is the man? Like,
did you know that
every guy at the fucking bar who says that is just like the biggest full of shit person you've ever met. No, of course they're not their masks, because that makes no sense. They have lives outside of that shit, and also they had lives prior to before they were superheroes. They didn't just wake up one day and were like, you know what, I'm the Flash, but I don't have my powers yet, but I'll get there one day. Like
Batman did.
So ridiculous.
Batman's the only one I would say that counts towards.
I disagree heavily, but I'm sure we can talk about that.
I mean, there's been so many discussions on that they all make sense.
I still find that the biggest crock of shit, because again, there's a line. He
doesn't have a life outside of Batman.
I'm just saying there's a line from Nightwing from Batman Fugitive that I always bring up when people say this, and it's like, if Bruce Wayne was a mask all this time, then who raised me? Was it Batman? And I'm like, that is such a load. Like, I guess you could say that, but I don't buy that at all. Of course it was Bruce. Of course it was a man behind the mask who taught Dick all these values. It may not have been the best in some ways, but it was a person.
No.
But anyway, we're getting off topic.
It wasn't Bruce Wayne. It was Alfred.
It was Alfred. That's
it was Alfred to an extent, but it was also Bruce. That's why he's so loyal and so passionate about him in his life. But again, we're getting off topic.
Yes.
Didn't like that line. Thought it was ridiculous.
Neither did I.
Aside from that, I like some of the concepts, and I'm still interested in the story. So 7.75 out of 10.
Well done.
Fair enough, good sir.
Yeah, fair enough indeed. Now for something completely funny.
Yeah, because we're done clowning around about the Flash.
Yeah, speaking of multiversals.
Fucking right.
Written
by Teeny Howard. Art
Josh is over here bending over backwards, teeing up these transitions, and you were just bulldozing them every time. I heard it. I was like clowning around. There it is.
Yeah, it's perfect. But I was already setting myself up for the multiversal thing.
He was.
By clowning around was better.
Some give and take.
He was better.
Harley Quinn.
That's why I don't do it.
Written by Teeny Howard, art and colors inside and on the cover by Sweeney Boo, and letters by Steve Wands. Harley, Bud, and Lou are fighting off the Omags, but Harley has to skedaddle off planet and go find Kevin. In order to do it, Lux, the eyeball dude, gives Harley goggles that are supposed to help them find him by putting her in situations and having her choose the choices in those situations that Kevin would have chose. Hope that made sense. She navigates carefully through the choices that Kevin would make, all pretty much being about being a good friend to Harley. And then she gets to the hard one, super salad. She chooses right and finds him. And then her students, the Omacs, they find Harley and Kevin. Harley and all try to free them, but it boiled down to Harley having to go to the Brothers Eye Council in exchange for the release of her students. But she asks for permission to see Ivy before she goes, and the Omacs say yes because they wish that they had a girlfriend. Then there's a bunch of talking back and forth between Harley and the Brothers Eye. They want to absorb Harley's mind, and they say that because she suffered so much abuse that she has turned into a super weapon of chaos. That feels like one of the world's greatest insults. She says her power comes from trying hard and from having friends. And then Brothers Eye announces that the show is about to begin. We'll have to wait to see next issue, see what that show is all about. But there is a billboard that says now showing Surrender Harley, reasons to hate Harley Quinn and give her up to us. So that's probably a little bit of a foreshadowing. Man, the start to the wrap up of this long, weird, crazy, but very enjoyable series, and it's good. What happens next is anyone's idea because Howard has kept this as unpredictable as Harley herself. Boo's art is so top shelf, it costs $30 a shot. It's creme de la creme. I've had such a blast
Top
with
shelf,
this.
huh?
Top
This is the good shit.
shelf.
I'm treating myself.
Mm-hmm. And I've had such a blast with this. I keep it up, creatives, because it's working. Part 2, Harley the Barbarian, written by Alexis Casarano, with art by Steve Beach, letters from Hassan Atsmani Al-How. Harley, Ivy, John Constantine, and Huntress all in a barbarian setting where Harley has to kill the demon that is killing a goddess. That goddess is Ivy. Harley saves her, then goes in for a kiss from the giant goddess, and that's when Harley wakes up in a totally different art style, by the way, upset that the dream always ends before the kiss. The different art style was a good idea. That sold the fact that it was a dream, especially with the fantasy style art that I am used to seeing in titles like Warlord. This was really good. The Sweet Baby Tom Cruise, that art was just gorgeous.
Yeah.
The story was crazy. It was weird, but that's on brand. The art, though, man, I don't know. It's so very good in every large panel. The smaller ones a little bit less so. There were some panels, the smaller panels that weren't the greatest, but man, the bigger the picture, the better it got. And I am still showing Flash here. Let me click that off. The whole issue was really good, man. I enjoyed nearly everything about it. Hell of a book. I gave it an 8.75 out of 10.
Me too.
Robert.
I'm gonna give that the same score. It is maybe an 8.5 actually. A very, very enjoyable issue, but it kind of fell apart for me at the end. It just felt like it was a little confusing for me. Couldn't really tell you why. It's just like stuff was happening and none of it made sense. But it was still
The backup or the
in the main story. Just at the end, I don't know. Like Harley was gonna go with them, and then all of a sudden, just couldn't.
Go with who?
The Brothers Eye.
They decided that they were just going to do it out in the middle of the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Harley even says, "Can we go do this someplace else?"
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
that makes more sense. See, I didn't catch that. I was wondering why they weren't just going away, but still a very enjoyable issue. You get to see Harley have some very touching moments with Kevin and prove that he is her best friend, and that she is his. And very awesome moments with Harlivy. Really, really cool stuff. I hope the students come back because Ivy is a really good professor. I don't care what anybody says. This
I
issue
like her as
solid.
a teacher.
Yeah, this issue is solid. Now that I understand the ending a bit better, 8.75 again. I'm just gonna go back to that. Sweetie
You know what
Boo's
I-
art as well, fantastic, and the art in the
Yes.
backup, amazing.
The speaking of which, something I don't like is Harley as an OMAC. That's creepy as shit.
Yep.
On that cover. Oh
Yeah.
my. And just for a taste of that art in the backup that we're talking
Ugh.
about.
So
Mhm.
good.
It's just
I'm like, why is Steve Beach wasting his time here? He should be doing some shit in Heavy Metal Magazine. This
Right?
heavy metal's all gone.
is it? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it happened last year, I think.
Yep.
Oh shoot, you're right.
I know. I'm sad. I'm so
shame.
sad. Yep. It sure
That
is.
sucks. Well, then I guess this is his next best option. Doing backups.
Harley the Barbarian.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we'll get to see him branch out and do this style of art more often, and maybe
Yeah.
some I don't know, a Poison Ivy book would be fantastic.
How about
Thing would
Conan
be great.
the Barbarian? But if we're only keeping it
Conan.
in DC, how
The
about
Warlord.
fucking Warlord?
That's
Or-
what I'm
I would
talking
lose
about,
my
baby.
mind at that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, look at that Huntress.
Yeah.
I want to see that in Warlord. That was just be chef's kiss.
Oh yeah.
It's
Ooh,
beautiful
actually, I'm gonna propose something radical.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Well, I guess there's already been a sequel to this, but another sequel, a new sequel to Sword of the
Sequel to a
Atom.
sequel. Ooh.
Sword of the Atom with this artist,
Ooh.
with
Ooh.
Ray Palmer returning to I forget the name of like the Society of Small People that he was with. It's not Lilliput, that's Gulliver's Travels. It was something like that.
Microverse.
Pindala.
That one. No, not the Microverse, but something like that. But I would do a sequel to Sword of the Atom because it would be a great way to do like sword and sorcery, but also with the atom, which is what we all want.
That'd
And
be
by we, I mean me.
cool.
Let's see. If I was to send a small group of heroes, like what time frame are we talking here? Let's say
Or what is this?
What?
I'm thinking like period to Elizabeth's Lane. If I was gonna send heroes back in time in a barbarian story and want it to be funny,
Funny.
but still readable, I think I would choose
I feel like you already know the answer to that. The obvious one.
Harley Quinn, obviously, Booster Gold,
Ooh.
John Kent,
The hell?
and Damian Wayne.
You did not pick at all the person I was thinking of. I was thinking
Who?
far more obvious than that.
Who's that?
Lobo the Barbarian.
Oh, Lobo! Oh, my
Oh.
God!
Can you
That would
imagine
have
that?
been
I
so
would
I
love it. He
like
would love it in
that.
the medieval past. He would be
That
having the time of his life.
fits everything.
Lobo the Zarnian.
Yes.
Yes.
You could do like a funny like pastiche parody of Conan the Barbarian, but Lobo the Zarnian. And he's
Josh,
just
How's this for a
in
This
DC's
pastiche?
medieval.
writes
pastiche?
itself.
This
Get
is
on
all
it.
you. This is all you.
Get
That
that
would be
script.
pretty
Give us
fucking
a
good.
give us a
Yes.
4-issue Black Label and get it out there.
It's all
Four
you. I
issue
want to
Black
see it.
Label.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prestige format because I want them big panels from Steve Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You so crazy.
Not crazy. I'm hopeful.
Dude, I
Right.
wish that would be so good. I can already see it.
Steve Beach in a prestige format book. Hell yeah.
Yes. Dude, I mean, doing Lobo the Barbarian, that would be
Yes.
freaking awesome.
That would be
And
pretty cool,
it'd be
man.
comedic.
Yes. Naturally.
His first interaction, he runs up with a tribe, and the strong man of the tribe, the hero, the champion, goes up to Lobo, and Lobo's just like pushawing him off, just like, the
Yeah.
fuck is this? You think you take me on,
Mhm.
badass fraggingest man in the universe? And they just chops Lobo's arm off with a battle axe. And he goes, like, the frag, man.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he picks up the arm and beats the guy with it to death.
Oh, I want it. I want it so bad.
Josh, if you just include that scene in
Yeah.
issue 1, I'll be happy.
I'll be over the moon.
You don't even have to give me
Excellent.
credit. You can write the rest. Just put that in there.
Deal.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Has everyone
Sounds like a
talked
good time.
about Harley?
I think everybody has. talked
Brandon, did you talk about Harley?
Did I?
Did you?
you?
Well, if I did not, no, this one was fun. Again, it's still a little kind of all over the place for me, especially with this OMAC element of the story, but it's fun, and Sweeney Boo's art certainly makes up for it. So
Oh yeah.
I give the whole issue an 8 out of 10. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't get over Steve Beach's art. And just
That's
like
great.
how it just goes back to normal in the last panel. Just like, oh man, it's
Oh,
over.
man.
That's and you know what? I mean, as simple of a move as that is, I dig that so much because it takes
Yeah.
it right out of the fantasy setting and throws it back into the typical goofy ass Harley comic backups that we've been seeing for the past fucking 938 months.
And really drives home the idea that it's a dream that she woke
Yep.
up out of very suddenly, just like we did. It was torn away from us rather violently.
Indeed it was.
Yeah. All right, so that's our books for the week, at least for this episode. I was going to say this issue. So, gentlemen, do you want to rank the 3 books we did, or at least the books we have this week, in a top 3 format? And maybe if you have a moment you enjoyed, maybe you can share it with us if you want.
I feel like, I tried my damnedest to do the top 3 per show thing for as long as I could, but I mean, really, it's a top 3 for the week.
Yeah.
And
It's
if
hard
you
sometimes.
can, a favorite moment from each side. But
I try to do one from each side.
Mhm.
yeah, my top 3 this week is Detective, Harley, and Beast World.
Right
3,
on.
2, 1 right there.
Nice.
I had two moments that made me giggle this week. I'm gonna pick those as my favorite moments out of the main show. Harley won. She said, "You're Zod damned right I did." I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then we got to see a picture of a Roadrunner saying "meep," and I thought that was cool. How 100% appropriate to have a Roadrunner in a Harley Quinn comic book.
Very
You know,
much.
Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, me.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is where I am at with all of that.
Yeah, Brandon.
My top 3 are as follows. Number 3, I gave to Power Girl. Number 5, number 2, you're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be amazed. Beast World Tour, Star City. Number 1.
Holy crap! I am
What?
shocked and
I
amazed.
know. And number one is of course Green Arrow number 8 because I what can I say? I was a sucker for the arrows this week, and that
Fair
was pretty
enough.
much
Yeah.
the only reason I read Beast World Tour Star City number 1. It had all the arrows.
I'll admit it was a very good issue.
No, I had a great time, and like I
Yeah.
didn't even know who was attached to this book, and the moment I saw that Jamal Campbell was doing like the first 10 pages, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is gonna be great. So,
And it
yeah,
was.
it was really good.
Yeah. I'm surprised Detective Comics didn't even make it on your list.
Well, that's maybe because I didn't get to finish Detective Comics, but we'll get to that later.
Oh no!
Oh,
I kinda
no.
had to
Oh
skim it.
no!
Oh God, who's covering Detective Comics then?
I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to leave that for the detectives to figure out.
Ah,
Uh-oh. Because weren't you supposed to cover it, Brandon?
Yes,
yes.
I was gonna talk about that once we were off the air. Now I'm embarrassing myself.
Okay.
Dirty laundry, meet air, dirty laundry. Okay.
Okay, so my top 3 as follows is shit, man. I don't know.
In that order?
Yeah.
I
In
don't
that order.
know. That was my favorite book. Don't.
Oh, did you give a favorite moment?
Oh shit, I did not.
Oh shit.
Definitely the double page spread from Beast World Tour of Ollie and Connor hopping into the thick of it. Jamal Campbell absolutely killed that page, and also I laughed at the line where he's like, "I'm trying my best not to be offended by that line." When Connor basically said, "You're not here for them because they're powerless."
Yeah.
But they came for Batman. They didn't come for me, so I guess maybe I'm not as powerful as Batman.
Right. Okay, as for me, I'm going to do Beast World number 5 at number 3, Detective Comics 1081 at number 2, and Green Arrow number 8 at number 1. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Favorite moments, I'll say, oddly enough, from Harley Quinn, because she almost made my top 3. Just that touching moment at the end of Harley figuring out the soup or salad conundrum and just realizing how much her and Kevin really do have a connection, and them reuniting was very awesome. I like that. It's very, very wholesome.
Reunited and it feels so good. I can't be Brandon. You just left us hanging out there.
I mean,
He's a
the
drummer.
world doesn't need that. The world doesn't need my screechy vocals with your two's beautiful melodies.
Now that you've said that, I think it needs to happen.
Oh no. Are we starting a band? Are we starting an a cappella group?
Oh shit. I was in one once, it didn't go anywhere.
Oh no.
I mean, it was just me and my 2 best friends fucking around, but
you were in an a cappella group and it fell flat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we wrap this up?
Yeah. Okay, so that is our show. Thank you for joining us for the week. A nice little quick one, so to speak. It's been an hour and a half. Not that quick, but I guess quick for us
lately.
Yeah, give it time.
All right. It always happens sooner or later.
Exactly. So we got to get out of here. So you have to as well. And remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone. Peace.